Hey, beautiful people. So we are on number 3 of the 8 things that I'm going to be teaching you over the next 14 days on what you need to build out a strategic plan going into the new year, right? Because I want your business to elevate, right? Like, you are not in business to play games. You are out here to make money as well as keep growing and developing, otherwise known as elevation, right? And so over the last couple of days, we have already covered, I think, realign with your why. We have talked about you need to sweeten your services. If you missed those videos, go back through my timeline and find them. But today, what I want to discuss with you is what's going on with your framework, right? Do you have a framework? If you don't have a framework, well, then that's probably problem number 1 that we need to solve, right? And so when I first started my first business, right, like way back when, I had no clue what a framework was. Nobody was out here in these streets talking about frameworks. I still had no clue what frameworks was when I started this business, right? But after several coaches as well as programs, everybody and mama seemed to be talking about these framework things. And so I got still and I got very clear on what a framework was to me, right? Not what everyone else was teaching. And so what I realized is the framework is literally just the system that I needed to build to protect the brand of my integrity, right? Like, I needed to build something around that says, this is the promise that I'm always going to try, not even try. This is the promise that I'm going to deliver every single client and customer, right? And then how am I going to do that? Otherwise known as quality control. And so the way that you do that is not out here recreating the wheel every time you have a new client and customer, right? Like, there is a very clear process that I take my clients through, whether we are going through the strategic development stage, right? Which is the Elevating 8 program, There's a framework around that. I'm just not out here flying by the seat of my pants like, oh, like, here's something I know and here's something I know. Oh, no. I know exactly what I'm going to teach you in those 8 weeks, right? As well as even when I get a new client who's a brand new entrepreneur and all they come to me with is like, girl, this is all I got is an idea. There's a very clear framework that I take every single client through that takes them from an idea to transform it into reality, right? And so what I want to ask you today is, number 1, I want you to think about the word that your one word, not 17 million, one word that you deliver on every single time you have a new client, right? And so for me, I know that when my clients leave me, they're always going to elevate. They are not going to be where they are when they met me. Point blank period. Whether that's mind, body, spirit, financially, whatever. They are going to be better, otherwise known as elevation. So I want you to think about, what is that word? Then I want you to think about, well, what are the 3 ways that I deliver that? You need pillars, right, that you are going to build out your processes from. And yes, this works for products as well, because remember, products, you are not out here selling the thing, right? You're out here selling the experience, okay? And so I really want you to get clear on what is your framework. And I want you to take off your CEO hat, right? Like, take off your creative director hat. I want you to sit down and be your customer for a minute and see what it is that when they come to you, what is it that you're going to take them through, right? And that's your signature process, otherwise known as your framework. And so that's it. That's all I wanted to give you today. This is number 3, like I said, of the 8 things I'm going to be sharing with you over the next 14 days, something like that, right? I don't know what day we're on right now. But I will be sharing something every other day, every 2 days, whatever. We're on number 3. Tune in a couple of days for number 4. If you missed 1 and 2, like I said, go back through my timeline, take a review. If you have questions or comments, feel free to drop them below or DM me, as well as I am going to put the link below somewhere, so that if you are interested in my Elevating 8 program, you can click the link and get all the deets. And as always, I look forward to serving you, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks. Bye.